Hi, Scott Lackman from 4510 TV. Wanya Nullam, Gubby Gubby language, for welcome everybody to another episode of 4510 TV. We are here with Kalka Mitchell, Rapid Body Transformational Specialist. Welcome, Kalka.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So Kalka has been doing amazing things, reversing the effects of disease, chronic disease, addiction, mental health, making people stronger to live longer. Kalka, give us a bit of background to start the story with who Kalka Mitchell is.
Okay, I've been in the game for 31 years. I won 12 bodybuilding titles back in the 1980s, so I learned a lot about rapid body transformation then. Probably about 5 years ago, I started Warriors at War. I'm into my third year now, and my aim is to leave a legacy for all the people to reverse chronic disease and mental illness medications through real food and going back to basics.
Kalka, I follow your story, and I think over the last 12 months, I've seen clients of yours where you've had amazing results, reversing those effects of disease and getting people off medication and into good health and good exercise. Is that the underlying formula of what you teach?
Well, back in the 1990s to about 2002, there was a bit of a lull because the bodybuilding game carries a bit of a stigma with it. So in that bodybuilding era there, the gyms were great. But from 2000 onwards, everything went down quite a lot because people got over the vanity and the egotistical side of it. And then just thought the gyms were for meatheads, I guess. But these days, it's trending towards better now that the gyms are accessible for reversing diseases and mainly for the health reasons. So during that time of trial and error, failure and success, I learnt a lot about taking body fat off people. It changes their hormones, it changes their thinking, it changes their chronological time to a longer biological time. The longer you're here for, the more poison you put in your body, the shorter your lifespan's going to be. Your lifestyle will determine your death style.
Yep. And I like that you're always pretty straight up, Kalka. You call it as it is, and as you say, it's not about the vanity, it's about being healthy and living longer. Now let's talk about your clients. You do have a mob here, and with your people, you're trying to especially work with your people. Tell us that's part of your business.
Well, someone told me about Dr. Paul Zimmet. He's from Monash University. He's the leading diabetologist of Australia. In 2006, he stated that all Aboriginal and Torres Strait people will be extinct, for want of a better word. We don't use that word, due to diabetes. Now, we'll never be extinct because that's in our culture. We are the longest people here on the planet, had 160,000 years. But before James Cook brought sugar, flour and alcohol here, we never had rotten teeth or venereal diseases or any chronic disease or any mental illness issues. It wasn't until the poisons came in that affected us, both non-Indigenous and Indigenous. So by simply teaching people and my people how to eat correctly, go back to basics, and that includes non-Indigenous as well, you will reverse it. There is no such thing as diabetes, full stop. It's man-made and created. But that's another story on its own.
Yeah, we can talk for days, and I'm sure we're going to have a follow-up story with 4510 TV in the future, because I want to continue. Maybe each quarter we'll come and visit and see the progress of some of your mob. There's some special ladies, even some elders from the Gubby Gubby mob here today, and we'll get a brief comment from them. But the future, Kalka, where are you going to take this platform?
Well, I'd like to take it a lot further. I'd actually like to have a TV show of my own, similar to Biggest Loser, but I'd call it The Biggest Winner. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure by calling it that to start with. But I'm very well known for not having any loose skin. Rapid body changes, 70 kilos in 6 months, around the averages, but nobody's got loose skin because I use carbohydrates. And I go against pretty much the industry. I call it false industry teachings. So if I could train some more trainers, I've got an institute starting up called Deadly Trainers, where I'll be training trainers, sending them out to communities, hopefully with government funding, put them in the communities and then teach everybody else how to go back to basics, eat correctly, and show them resistance training. So we go back to the weightlifting again, because that's where it all comes from, the humble bodybuilder days really, with rapid body transformation. And that will give them longevity of life, because muscle is energy. So you need the muscle.
And Kalka, I also saw recently in the later part of 2016, you went up north, up Mossman Way. Is that where your people originated from?
No, my people are the Kalkadoon. They're from Mount Isa way. But the Mossman people, they've taken on the Warriors at War now themselves. They're on a 12-week process. And because I've been around for so long and have a marked respect for my work, we're leaving it up there and letting spirit evolve. I have an Indigenous trainer up there, and she's taking care of all things up there, Julie. We're expanding now also to Cairns. So Cairns has taken us on now as Warriors at War, so we're slowly spreading our wings, but it's thanks to people like yourselves that are putting the word out there and reversing stuff. Reversing medications and poisons that the doctors put in us. There is a place for medications. Medications do have their place, don't get me wrong, but nobody should be on it. If you weren't born diagnosed with a mental disease, what the hell are you all on medications for?
Yep. Now, Kalka, I know you do your strength training and you give advice on say, diet and health. There's another holistic approach to your training, and I know you were doing spirit walks, where at the start of that spirit walk, people would stand around in a yarn circle and maybe share their story. Is that part of that mental health improvement as well, by sharing stories?
Well, the yarn circle, we call it, or congeniality circle, is one of the oldest circles in the world. Out of all the Indigenous people around the world, it is the oldest. Sometimes these circles would go for 3 days, but there's 700 circles, you know what I mean? So we would sit there, and it's the way we solve problems. We sit down, yarn, and sort stuff out. So with the spirit walk, there's no one in the healing circle, there's no one above, there's no one below, there's no one behind, there's no one in front. We're all equal. So by getting results, we're actually all healing each other. But by walking on the sacred land, our ancestors are with us. So by paying respect and homage to our culture every day, we heal through the culture.
Yeah. Very interesting. We're going to break, and we're going to hear from some of Kalka's clients and just see the transformations that they've made in their life. Here we are with one of Kalka's clients. Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Marge Grant, and I've been coming to the gym for 4 months now. And when I first came here, I had a walking stick, and I had bad sugar diabetes, and the doctor was very worried about me. So I met Kalka on the Sunday, because Minnie took me up to meet him and about 40 other people, and they were going up the mountain for a walk. That's where I first seen you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so I came in here the following Monday, and I was so scared opening the doors to come in. I was frightened. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, because I had never been in gym before. And the people were so nice, and I came in, Kalka met me, and he got me going. And now after the first week, I didn't have to have a walking stick anymore.
Wow.
Yes, so I've got the walking stick at home, leaning against the wall.
And your weight loss?
And my weight loss is 70.5 kilos, so I haven't got sugar diabetes anymore.
Excellent.
And I'm so happy, and I feel good, because I'm 71-year-old, you know.
I'm Helen Gleason. I'm a teacher and an artist, and I've been coming to Kalka now for 3 months. I had a stroke in 2004, and I was very paralysed and weak down my right side. I couldn't hardly lift my handbag, and now I'm lifting 5 kilo weights. The first time he gave me one, I dropped it on the floor. And I've lost weight, and I'm starting to feel really good, and I can walk 3 kilometres now, whereas I could only shuffle from the car before. So I'm really thrilled with my results, and I hope to go back and work in the community again.
Hello, my name's Vicky Grant. I only just started with Kalka in the last month, and since I've started losing weight. I was on antidepressants, and I've started weaning myself off them, because the exercise makes me feel really good and motivated about life.
This is Olive Rowe. I've been coming to Kalka's exercise group and everything else and I use his diet and all. I came here, I'll be 4 months ago. And I've lost 18 kilos in 4 months.
Wow.
I suffer with asthma and pneumonia and chronic chest. And so I felt I needed more than what the rehab centre wanted me to do. And I've enjoyed doing it. And that because it's been absolutely fantastic. Kalka has done marvellous with me, and that, especially in the 4 months. And the girls are absolutely fantastic.
Hi, my name's Julie. I've been with Kalka for a couple of months now, and it's been a life-changing journey. I've lost about 10 kilos, and also one of the wonderful things about doing this program is it's been life-changing, and it's broken my addiction to sugar, and I feel more confident and happy, and I'm just more determined to exercise every day and eat right.
My name's Kathy Brown. I've been coming to Kalka for a year this month. The reason that I came, well, my daughter originally started and she's lost 40 kilo with Kalka. I came because I've got a really bad knee, and it was getting to the point where I couldn't walk to the corner and back. In the last 12 months, he's almost cured it. I can walk for miles. When I first came, I couldn't get up and down off the floor, but now I can get down and do floor exercises, and I've lost about 27 kilo so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
My name's Jessica DeAndley. I'm from the Yorta Yorta mob, and I'm 29 years old and fighting obesity.
And how long have you been with Kalka?
For about 2 months now.
And the progress that you're making?
Before I came here, I couldn't even stand long enough to have a shower. I couldn't walk my youngest one to school. Since coming here, I can now do both of those. So
I've been with Kalka since 2015, July. I've lost 40 kilos. I was on a cocktail of antidepressants, anxiety tablets and sleeping tablets. Completely off them now. And I've been training ever since and been on the food plan and just enjoying the benefits.
And I can see you're definitely getting stronger. You're lifting weights.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, Kalka wants me to try bodybuilding competition, so I'm preparing for that now.
Now, I know your background because you're friends with my wife, and you've encouraged her a lot, Jackie, along the way. You travel quite a bit to get here, don't you?
Yeah, I actually travel up from Tingalpa. So I've been doing that since July 2015. So it's about a 45-minute drive each morning. So yeah.
And the commitment is this sort of training, the way that you've improved your lifestyle. You haven't found it elsewhere in the past? No,
I have tried every diet, every trainer, every gym, and I haven't come across anything that's sustainable.
Another one of Kalka's recent students, Alex, how you going?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Now, Alex has been on a weight loss journey for quite some time, but just recently you've done some more training with Kalka. What actual are you doing weights with Kalka?
Weight strength training and walking.
Yeah, I see. I know you're local. I see you walking every day. I think you walk your kids up and down to the school, every day, rain, hail or shine, I see you walking. So obviously, Kalka talked about walking, and it's actually good fitness. Do you find that?
Well, I like to run. I'd prefer to run, but he makes me walk because it burns fat.
And just quickly, what are we talking with your weight loss journey?
About 24 kilos I've lost altogether in the 4 years. Yeah. But since I've been with Kalka, I've probably lost about 7. Okay. 7
cool. And obviously enjoying the weight training, you're looking fit. What's the future?
I don't know, just keeping fit and healthy, being a role model for my kids.
Another client, I left the best till last, Minnie Mace. Good morning.
Thank you very much. You've got 24 hours to stop that flattery.
Now, Minnie Mace, where are you from and why are you with Kalka?
Well, my family line on my grandmother's side goes to the Koa people. Out at Winton is in the heart of my grandmother's country, Koa, which is butterfly dreaming. And my grandfather was taken from North Queensland, Kukuimaji, by an African circus in the 1800s. They left him in Melbourne when they went overseas, and he made his way back up to Queensland. And my mother was born on Cherbourg Mission, so...
Oh, wow. So a long line of heritage. And why have you come along to Kalka's sessions?
Because this man is absolutely magic. I had to come and see for myself whether all the feedback I was getting through the community about him and his success with people being taken off their medication. And I'm a diabetic, and having that fractured spine, I didn't think that I'd be able to do anything exercise-wise because of that disintegrating spine. But he's helping me build my upper half of the body and strengthen it, and diet. You know, our biggest problem is that when they built Brisbane at the turn of the century, they took all the bunyannut trees off the Blackall Ranges for the timber, and that was a triannual meeting place, triannually for the tribes. From 3 months they would walk there, and for 3 or 4 months they would sit up there in the mountains and trade. They'd bring trade items from their particular part of the country. And the bunyannut are pure protein. Now, when they took all that timber and they just, you know, gutted the bunya trees, they took away our source of protein, and now 2 generations later we're all suffering from diabetes. At least 7 out of every 10 Indigenous person has got diabetes.
And with this training and I guess the education, Kalka mentioned that we're trying to change the next generation. Do you believe that?
Oh, exactly. You know, it's spiritually and culturally. And trauma transference is something that is transferred down the generations, on a metaphysical level as well as cultural. You know, cultural being an outward display of our inner spiritual growth. I didn't believe in this trauma transference, that it could come out, that we could suffer 2 generations later, but I was driving with a friend one day and she said, you know, Minnie, my mother got hit by a truck when I was only a week old, and every time she tried to breastfeed me, I went into convulsions. And she was only a week old at the time, and I'm thinking, she's talking about trauma transference. How could a week-old baby know that information, you know? So it really started looking and investigating it. Then when I heard about Kalka, it's just... We're doing this morning because we want more of our people to know about his holistic approach to tackling the problems that we have, and there's many of them.
We've just been around the gym this morning talking to some of Kalka's mob, and mate, you're changing lives. We've heard some incredible stories of weight loss, but also people off their medications, all through your training and influence. Any final words for this story, mate?
Well, cancer, diabetes and heart attack can take anywhere between 5 to 15 years to manifest itself. So that's the whole time period that you do get fat. So by reversing the fat out of your bodies, you will live longer, full stop. If we just simply walk about, that's what we do as Aboriginals, walk about, you'll lose the fat quicker than if you were to run, for example. So if we could just get back to basics, eat correct food, do the cardio, you'll shrink and you'll live longer. The important thing is that you're teaching the next generation. This generation's in trouble. We all know that. It's not news to you. But we basically got to tell the kids now, so the kids can go up and teach their kids. And that's my legacy, is to leave this valuable information.
Yep. Bro, Kalka, appreciate being on the camera today.
Awesome,
and I'm sure you've inspired others. Yep. And we look forward to following your journey throughout 2017.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your time.